You're listening to On the Ball here on WLR, and it's fantastic now to have Robin Dawson in the studio with us, and also our regular expert Ian St. John. How are you doing, Robin? Haven't spoken to you for a while. It's about 2 months ago, I think you were in here.
Is that long ago already, Matt? Yeah, pretty good. I've had a nice time of it the last couple of months.
And you've had a good couple of weeks, which is fantastic.
Yeah, I think I'm going to play I've played 4 weeks now, and first two I missed cut, and unfortunately I missed it by one in Spain. But I had 2 good weeks in Czech Republic. I've tied 12th and tied 25th, so a lot more positive, and I started hitting the ball really nicely. And yeah, it's been a lot of fun when you're making cuts. All right.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, it's fantastic. Any particular reason why your form has improved in recent weeks, do you think?
I think it's a combination of a couple of things. I suppose a shift in thinking and my perspective on things, and obviously from a technical aspect, my swing's getting better and stuff. And I suppose just being, to be honest with it's all between the 2 years, really. You know, I'm kind of a lot more comfortable in being in that kind of new environment, and I feel I can really compete now. Which a couple of weeks ago I was kind of struggling with my game a bit, and so it's definitely a lot better. And I've kind of, with thanks to my coach Noel Fox, and even working with a performance guy, Dr. Ed Coughlin, he's kind of a psychologist, kind of all one really. So yeah, that's been really, really enjoyable. Yeah,
it's great. What Robin said there, Ian, it's what happens between the 2 years, isn't it? You know.
Yeah. Well, I think it is anyway. I mean, you know, all players at the top level, and it just does come down, I suppose, to your attitude or your thinking of that. I just wonder, like, between making the transition from amateur to professional, has there been anything you've noticed? Anything different? Getting used to any sort of different situations? I know, like, it's still players at the top and the best of their game, but has there been anything you've noticed or comfortable with?
Yeah, definitely. Like, I suppose it's I suppose there's differences in all aspects. You know, I suppose you're still travelling to different countries and playing on different grasses and stuff. But I suppose the environment, it's probably professional golf. It's probably a bit more cutthroat, and you know, you see your guys playing well, and you see your guys who are not playing well, and then kind of amateur golf, you're kind of looking in the sense that you're kind of part of Team Ireland, and they're kind of looking after all the expenses and stuff. And when you're out there on your own, you just got to play well. You know, lads. I suppose it's a lot more bunched. You know, if you, like in amateur golf, you could just plod along for 3 rounds and then shoot a good score in the last round, and you're up there at the top of the leaderboard. You know, and with professional golf, I suppose you just got to be shooting good scores every day. Because if you're dropping shots, you're just going so far backwards. It's a lot more kind of, I suppose, there's finer lines in professional golf, definitely. Yeah. But other than that, it's I suppose, I don't see a huge amount, but maybe a little bit different. And I suppose organising my time is very important as well. You know, I have a good management group, which kind of, my manager Kate kind of does all that for me. But that's another, time management is definitely a big one. Yeah,
and like you didn't have the worst start to the season. Like, there was a friend of mine actually who was down in Kenya following you around. He just said that you played decent enough. It's just the ball was flying too far, too short. It was just it just seemed to be playing well. But I mean, I think from my own point of view with professional golf or amateur golf or that, like, it's people don't understand that you could be hitting the ball so well
and just not getting anything
out of it, you know, which is torture to be doing, you know.
Yeah, Kenya was a bit of a funny one. It's kind of, I suppose it was kind of like the first tournament of the year, and I suppose there was a bit of kind of, I suppose, unsettledness as kind of, you know, first tournament of the year, you want to get off to a good start and stuff like that. And you know, even though I've played at I found the altitude really tough in Kenya. I've played in Johannesburg before. I didn't find that tough, but I was standing, like, normally my 3-iron goes 225, 230, and then in Kenya I was hitting at 290 yards with the altitude. I was flying greens with wedges and hitting the ball nicely, but just a bit clueless. I suppose I'll be much better prepared going back there next time.
Of course,
it's all, I suppose, the first year is kind of a learning curve.
It is, isn't it, really? Like, I mean, learning the courses as well, because there's guys that have probably been there 2-3 years. Okay, you want to be onto the European Tour and that as well, but it is about, I suppose, getting to know the course.
Like Cormac Sharvin is a good friend of mine, and he's I think this is his 3rd or 4th year on the Challenge Tour, but it makes a difference. Like, he's flying out on a Tuesday and he's playing on a Wednesday, and then he's starting straight away on a Thursday. I'd love to be able to do that.
Of course, yeah.
But I feel I need to get to know the courses better, as you're saying. So I fly on Monday and then I practice Tuesday, Wednesday and start Thursday. So just to give myself a better chance, a better understanding of the golf course, because I know a lot of the guys there have been there a couple of years, you know. So I think hopefully it'll be the first and last time I'll be playing them as well.
Yeah, but that's it, like, isn't it, as well? But, like, I mean, you get to Spain, and I sent you a message saying, well, it felt like good round or something like that, and I saw the cut went, like, just a shot. But even then, you. But
I find like I missed it by one. I double bogeyed the 35th hole, and I missed.
I wasn't going to mention it, but yeah.
But it kind of ebbs and flows. Like last week, I birdied the last hole to make the cut on the mark. You know, so I suppose for every negative, there's a positive there too. Course, you know, so. Yeah, I just try not to look into those things too much.
Yeah, and it's like it's been consistent pretty 3 weeks. I mean, making the cuts and then really flying up the leaderboards for the last two, especially in the Czech Republic for the last two events. Like
my scoring has been pretty decent. It's pretty kind of 2-3 under, 1 under kind of thing. I haven't gotten really low, which normally I'm pretty good at. Yeah. So I'd say, even though it's early on in the season,
of course, it's only kicked off. Like.
I'm never going to complain about a 2 or a 3 under, but I think there's definitely room there for improvement.
Yeah, and correct me if I'm wrong, but I think you played with Ross McGowan last week, who won, didn't you? And did you see any? Like, I mean, you'll always be looking at, is there any difference? He just got on a hot week and off he went.
Yeah, like I suppose there's the two of us, and the other guy Matthias in the group, we had a lot of good fun over the 36 holes. So I think that kind of helped that the golf was good as well, because when you're playing in good company, you're going to enjoy it more as well. So it's a knock-on effect. But yeah, Ross is playing lovely. Tee to green, I didn't think there was much between us in our games, but he just seemed to hold
a few more putts.
My putting hasn't been great the last 2 weeks. Last week I was so frustrated. I changed putter after 2 rounds.
Did you? Yeah. Did you? Right.
And but like he even chipped in at the back of 10 where you weren't kind of really even going to get up and down. I kind of hit the hole.
Okay,
and he held a nice 30-footer for eagle on 9 as well. So when you see kind of 1 or 2 shots he's picking up around there, it's a big advantage. You know?
Yeah, so, of course. But I mean, it was his week.
Yeah, I was delighted for him. Yeah, well, you got to play well too. But he was very good.
What does the coming weeks and months hold for you now? You were telling me you have a very busy schedule coming up, Robin.
I think I'm going to play the next week. I start off in Switzerland, and then I think I play 7 weeks in a row, which is going to be a lot. So I'll definitely look forward to my week's break after them 7 weeks.
Mm-hmm. It's grueling schedule, isn't it? You know.
Yeah. I suppose it's grueling when you're not doing well, but when you're playing well, you're kind of enjoying every moment of it, and you know, it's kind of you're on a kind of a roll. It's like a snowball effect, you know. So yeah, I suppose it's whatever way you look at it.
And to give it's kind of an insight to a week, Robin, like. Hamburg Sports, obviously the sports management group, do they do an awful lot of the prep for you, or do you have to do some of it? Would you room with fellow Hamburg Sports player, or will the Irish Connection, Cormac and that, and a few of the others that are out there?
I suppose Kate just organises all my travel and stuff, my itinerary for the week, and I suppose when I get there, it's up to what I want to do. You know, and typically you play a practice round, full 18 holes on Tuesday, and then maybe 9 Wednesday morning. But sometimes there's a pro-am, so
of course,
there's only a certain amount of players play on a Wednesday. And I suppose just do a little bit of practice on Wednesday, check the place out where we are. If it's in a nice place, like I'm looking forward to going to Italy. That'll be nice. It's in Rome, so I'm looking
worst place to be.
I know. So I'm looking forward to. I haven't been to Rome before, so I'm looking forward to checking that place out. And I suppose all kind of systems go then for Thursday. But I think it's great fun because there's about, I suppose, 10 or 11 Irish lads all our same age now. We don't all have. Not all the lads have categories on the Europe or on the Challenge Tour, but they get invites and stuff luckily from Team Ireland, and anytime they do, we all kind of stick together and go for dinner together, and it's kind of a good way. It's a good way to get away from the tournament, and it's good fun, you know.
Yeah, of course.
Get away from the golf course, so it's good like that.
In terms of diet, then meal preparation, all that, like, is there anything that goes into it, or is it basically? Are you looking after what you're eating, or is it?
This is a funny one because the lads always laugh at me because I'm wicked. I have a bit of a sweet tooth, you know. So
I've been told already.
Definitely. I suppose for me it's important because my diet before a round and during a round I'll look at, and if I have an early tea time, I'll eat lots of pasta the night before or something, so I kind of feel full the next morning, just have some breakfast. But in the evening times, I try to look at it, but it's very difficult.
It's difficult,
If you see a nice kind of buffet with desserts, it's hard to look the other way.
And it depends on what kind of a day you've had on the course then as well, is it? You know,
well, if you've had a bad day, probably a beer could follow it.
I know, that's what I was going to say,
that, I suppose it depends where you are as well, if it's too hot or whatever, right?
And if you look at anything you're working on now, or would you be working on something consistent? Do you have a swing thought, one swing thought, two swing, or is it just green light, off we go? Do you work on that, or is that mainly a process that's been over the last 4 or 5 years?
I suppose I'm trying to. It's very hard to stick with something that has done well for you in the past. Like, if you understand what I'm saying. Like last year, I've had a very good couple of events there, and I was just. I met Dave Alred last year, and he kind of gave me a couple of things to do, and it went a bit stale on me, and so that's why I started working with this performance guy, Dr. Ed Coughlin, there a couple of weeks ago, and I suppose it's trying to make stuff not go stale, that it's fresh, like a honeymoon period. Say when you get a new putter, he's like, "Oh, isn't this lovely?"
Of
weeks,
course,
and then you get fed up with it. But I'm trying to keep that kind of honeymoon period with what I'm doing, and. Like from technical aspects, I work with Noel Fox. It's always kind of face control with me and stuff like that. But swing thoughts the last couple of weeks, I've had a couple. I've actually just put a green dot at the back of my ball when I'm teeing off, and that's really helped me to kind of I'm just focusing on the green dot. It's so simple and it's so stupid, but it works. I've my stats off the tee have gone up a lot because. I'm not trying to hit the fairway. I'm not trying to hit it in the rough. I'm just focusing on the green dot and and I suppose just letting go.
Yeah, of course.
Another thing is I was just trying to finish and hold my swing. That's it really. Yeah. There's just so simple thoughts, but they seem to work.
When he won the Open in 2010, the red dot
on his glove. It's kind of like it's like a trigger, and that's what the green dot is for me as well. It's kind of like a trigger as well. So it's kind of. Take it away,
And great. Just come back to the majors as well, Matt. Just at the moment, what are your thoughts on Brooks and Tiger? And because I was thinking, obviously you're a young fella. Matt and I would have seen Tiger, the whole way up. And you were probably 8, 9, 10, maybe when he won his last one.
I suppose. I always ask people who's their favourite golfer, and they always say Tiger Woods, and Tiger Woods is not my favourite golfer because I don't really remember it in the early 2000s. I remember watching on TV, but I didn't kind of acknowledge of what he's doing, But I think Brooks is very impressive at the moment. I suppose Tiger, he wants to play the week before at Bethpage, but he didn't get a chance, I think, through injury. So I think that was a bit of a hindrance for him at Bethpage. But I'd like to see him do well in Pebble. I'd love to see Rory back on the major scene as well.
Would he be your favourite, or is there?
I think Rory is. I think he's just class in every way. I think Brooks Koepka's comments were interesting, weren't they? Before the the Bethpage, I think it's easy to say that when you're playing well and everything's going nicely for you, but. I wonder would he be saying the same thing if he wasn't playing as well.
Or if something blew up on the Sunday night, because it was close to happening,
Yeah, well, actually, after 11, I think he birdied 10, and I was watching it with Dad, and I said, "Dad, I'm off to bed. I'm not watching him win by another 10 shots." So I missed all the good part.
But I mean, it's confidence. It's not. I don't think it's an end to cockiness with him.
No, it's all.
It's pure, and to be able to say that. I mean, because Jack Nicklaus used to say the exact same thing. So the majors were the easiest ones to win because everyone else just went along to the tournaments and thought they couldn't win it.
I don't think it's going to be getting like that anymore because I think there's so many good players.
It's so deep, really.
Coming through now, and they all want to win one. They're all kind of thinking the exact same way now, and better at thinking and stuff like that. So I don't think it'll be like that in a few years' time. I think. It's just getting so competitive out there now.
Yeah, and just talking about Brooks as well, is in your mind, right, from being a professional and being on tour and that, what do you think it is? Has it been the build-up of starting on the Challenge Tour? He could have gone for a card in the PGA Tour. He didn't, right?
Yeah.
And he played Challenge Tour, won a couple, then went on, I think, won in Turkey, I think, in the European Tour, and then went over to the States. Like, he doesn't win kind of regular tour events. It's the majors, which is fantastic. But it is, I mean, obviously it all is, as we went back to the start, like, it is psychological, you know.
Well, yeah, I think
the
Challenge Tour has definitely helped him. It's helped him shape him as a player, but I think it's his environment he's probably in Florida as well. You know, he's probably there playing money games with Dustin Johnson every day, Rory McIlroy. You know, I know Dustin and Brooks have the same coach, and you see Dustin and Brooks up there the whole time. So I suppose it's the environment they put themselves in. Yeah. You know, if they're practicing in 25, 30 degrees every day, and that's definitely going to help on the best of courses and with the best of competition. Sure, you can only improve from that. So I'd say it's more so the environment he puts himself in, and the team he has around him. But I suppose the Challenge Tour definitely helped him shape him as a player, I'd say, definitely.
If you just look at the NCAAs as well, you had you've seen Max Wolf and the unconventional kind of a swing that he has, and he seems to be, well, the next best thing that they are. The reason why I bring, and I see Ricky Fellows in attendance as well, because he's a former Oklahoma State player. Reason why I'm asking is, you must have had loads of opportunities or loads of offers to go to the States, right? And you chose to stay in Ireland. What was the thinking behind it? Because you were kind of one of the first people, I'd say, to stay here rather than go where everyone usually goes off the States, East Tennessee, Toledo, you know.
Yeah, it's kind of worked. It's worked out well for me now. I suppose the opportunity I had with the Paddy Harrington Golf Scholarship Minute was very good. You know, that they have a good team up there, and you know, my coaches Noel Fox and Neil Manship, they were in Ireland, and the chances we got through with the GUI, you know, getting to go to, like, firstly, I'd like to get I'm on Challenge Tour now. I'd like to get to the European Tour,
of course, yeah. And
I just felt that staying in with the GUI and stuff like that, it's a great opportunity. Like, I got to go to Argentina a couple of times. Got to go to South Africa. I got to go to, you know, all around Europe to all these, and that's where the European Tour plays. And you know, down in South Africa, you're playing at altitude, you're playing on different grasses and stuff, and I thought that would just help me grow as a player. I didn't want to be a small fish in a big pond over in the States as well, and it's a totally different culture and stuff like that. And I've kind of working away nicely with my coach Noel Fox, and I just didn't want to go take a complete shift on everything. So then I think I kind of felt that I'd take a couple of steps back then, and then to take a couple of steps forward, you know, in a new environment over there. But yeah, Dad actually had this conversation with him about a couple of months ago, and he said, "Do I ever regret going to the States?" And I said, "Absolutely not. No." I got a great equine business degree, horse racing, which I'm interested in, stuff like that. So I really enjoyed my time in Maynooth, and it's worked out well for me so far. I just done what I felt, what I wanted to do, and I thought it was
the best plan.
For me, going forward.
And just bringing you back earlier on to your the weapons, the bats in the bag.
Oh yeah.
Are you one for change? You said about the putter, Is there anything that changes every now and again?
I was kind of struggling at the start of the year because I got a new set of irons in and new shafts, and I just played a couple of tournaments and didn't hit it very good at all with them. So I went back to my old irons. I've found a nice driver I really like. I'm still using my 3-wood from 6 years ago.
Yeah.
I have a new rest in the bag.
An awful lot of people do that,
But I get new wedges every 2 months or so, and I suppose that's the only thing that constantly changes. But I try to stick with a putter, but I think I've found a really nice one. So hopefully the putts will start dropping over the next few months.
And your favourite club in the bag?
That varies, yeah. I suppose I love chipping, 58 degree. I love chipping.
That the loftiest one? Have you ever tried 60 years or always 58?
I did go 52, 56, 60, and then I think about 4 years ago I went 52, 58. Just one less club just causes less confusion and less doubt for me. So yeah.
How many golf balls you go through around?
That depends. Roughly about 3 or 4.
Okay. A Pro V1, Pro V1?
Pro V1X. I'd say I change every about 6 holes. If there's a scuff marker, if I've birdied it, used the ball 3 times. Or
Yeah.
if I've had a double bogey.
That was the next thing. Any superstitions? The ball going into the river.
I change it straight away. No, I actually keep it for the practice ball bag, so it serves some good purpose. Any superstitions? I'd say no, but probably like I've used the same ball marker for the last 6 years. I have 3 Ds in my pocket. I use a black line on the ball. I suppose no. I think they're just creatures of habit.
Yeah, exactly.
Do I have superstitions?
Yeah.
No, I don't wave at magpies or anything like that. I walk under a ladder. I've put an umbrella up inside. Like I don't do. No, I don't think I am.
And the food on the golf course, or electrolyte drinks, or anything like that, is there consistent depending on morning, afternoon, evening, or?
I kind of take a Dior out with me and put it into a bottle of water. I've 4 or 5 bottles of water, a couple of fulfill bars and bananas. I don't feel like feeling too full, but I know when I play terrible when I'm on an empty stomach too, so that doesn't help. But kind of just simple things. Yeah.
Favorite major to watch, first of all?
I'd say to watch. Oh, it's either the Masters or the Open, but it's great. Do you know what? Watching the Open when it's windy.
Yeah, it's great.
It's just really challenging for them, you know. I'd say the Open. Yeah, I just love because you're watching golfers on Parkland Golf Course all year. It's great to see the pros playing links golf as well. You know. So
I see Shane was down Lynch yesterday. He's getting Shane Lowry getting battered.
I see the weather.
Yeah.
I'd say the Open.
Yeah, and then favorite one you'd like to win, the Open.
No, I'd like to be the first Irishman to win the Masters.
Oh, brilliant, excellent stuff. All right.
Jacket would be nice.
It would, all right. Dream 4-ball.
Oh, that's a tough one. That's a really
could be anyone now. Yeah, see,
you're putting poor Robin on the spot.
I know, because I've always gone like, would you want family members? Would you want Tiger? Would you want to go back and have Gene Saracen or something? Yeah, it is a very, very tough one.
No, do you know what? I'm going to say Paul Flynn, Chris Butler, and John Mitchell.
I was thinking you might say.
We have a regular 4-ball out there, right? I'm not going to say. I don't know. Tiger Woods. I'd probably rather play with Rory.
Yeah. And what do you think with Rory at the moment? Last thing now, I'll put you on the spot with. It's 5 years since he's won a major championship. What do you think is going? Is there anything, or is it just things haven't clicked? Putter obviously hasn't. I wouldn't say it's been an issue. Just hasn't made many putts. He is putting himself, I think, in positions to get there. Just hasn't materialised.
Yeah, it's very hard to say because we're just from the outside looking in and we don't know really. So it's very hard to say. Rory's done everything. He's been a great ambassador and stuff for the game and even for Ireland. And he's won the Open, won the USBJ a couple of times. Yeah. Won the US Open, won the Players, won the Race to Dubai, won the FedEx.
Yeah, he's phenomenal.
What more?
Yeah. And I'd say
he's probably comfortable, happy out, living in.
Of course. And the Open Championship up in Portrush as well. Let's say over the Masters now, that must be.
Yeah, I don't know. I suppose if I think Rory, if he gets off to a good round one in the majors, I think when he gets round one underway, he kind of flies through,
and he could be like Brooksy, just taken apart.
Anytime he's kind of struggled on the first day, he's kind of always just been there on the weekend.
Would your paths ever cross with Seamus Power, or would you?
No, I've never even met Seamus. No,
maybe not really. No.
So no, not yet.
Not yet.
Yeah.
Final round of major next year or something.
Exactly. Yeah, fantastic. Robin, look, many thanks for coming in. It's fantastic to have you in.
Yeah, thanks, Matt. Thanks, Ian.
Cheers, Matt.
And
cheers, Rob. Thanks very much.
We'll be keeping an eye on your progress over the next couple of months. Brilliant. We wish you the very best of luck, Robin.
Very best.
Thanks, lads. I'll need it. Thank you.